Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
Andrew McCart, iFLTV, delighted as always to be joined by the main man himself. It seems like the main man himself nowadays, Mr. Frank Smith. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good in rainy Liverpool. Rainy Liverpool. But great to be here. Big Next Gen card Saturday night, and always love it. We've been coming to Liverpool for a long time now. Some brilliant shows and some good talent coming out of Liverpool, and big future here.
Would you believe it? Scotland was actually blue skies and sunshine, and I come south and it's raining. Normally it's the opposite. Normally I leave the rain coming to the sunshine, but you know, Scotland's on the up.
Might come there then. We do a show there.
Can you do a show there?
We're going to follow weather basically, just for people's moods. Yeah, that's the plan.
You better come the 3 days that we get the sunshine, Frank. Next Gen shows. I absolutely love these Next Gen shows because you get to see the talent that we got in this country. I'll just rattle them off: Junaid Boston, Joe and Peter McGrail.
You're taking my game.
You're right.
You're going along the line.
No, you do it then.
No, look, as you say, you get to see the best talent, and it gives the fighters the experience as they step on through the ranks. You know, one day they're going to be headlining the big shows, but this is a great way, not just the fight night itself, but fight week as well, feeling a big part of a show. You know, headlining, getting that opportunity. So, yeah, look, Peter McGrail's back out. He had a hard time in December, you know, coming off that loss against Jericho Quinn, winning every round, basically, every minute nearly of every round. Against him, he got caught with a shot, and that's what happens when you switch off. He's got a tough test against Mark Leach. I actually think tougher than the original fight of the Jericho Quinn rematch that he was going to have. You know, Mark Leach is an awkward fighter, and I think, you know, it's a great fight for him, and fair play to Mark for taking the opportunity on short notice. He was in the gym training for a fight. He was ready to go, so excited for that one. Junaid Boston challenges for his first title. He would have learnt an awful lot in the US back in December as well. You know, he really went to deep places in that fight, and it's the kind of thing I think he needed to wake him up and show, you know, I need to take this serious. I'm not saying he wasn't, but you're young, you know, it's all new to you, it's all fresh, and I think you're going to see the best Junaid Boston. He's got a test against Jack Martin for his first title, first 10-rounder as well for him, but I think you're going to see the best of him on Saturday. Beatrice Ferreira challenges for her first world title. As I said up there, I don't know whether it's a fact, we're going to call it a fact. She could be the first fighter to go into the Olympics as a current reigning world champion and win an Olympic gold medal. If it's not true, it sounds true, so it sounds good. We'll keep that going. And then a whole host of young talent as well. You know, you got Frankie Stringer on the card, managed by Liam Smith, tremendous young fighter from Liverpool. You got Steve Clark's back out after just 2 weeks. Joe McGrail, Peter's brother, who we actually put on the show in December. He wasn't signed to us. Spectacular performance, and his opportunity now. We've signed him to the Matchroom team. Hamza Udin's professional debut as well, and Maisie Rose Courtney. You know, she got a big fight ahead of her with the EBU with Chloe Watson, which will hopefully be finalised in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, all eyes set on Saturday. But yeah, tremendous Next Gen card from top to bottom, and again, exactly what we need to deliver.
Listen, every fighter was named. You didn't miss anyone this week, which was good to see. Frank, you're actually getting good at your job, I'll admit. I'm
improving. I'm trying. The problem is with this, you only get better the more you do it. And I get compared to Eddie every week, and Eddie was my age that I am now when we first started out basically with this. So, you know, when he used to...
So, me and you are the new Eddie and Coogan, is that what you're saying?
Basically. I mean, you're a bit too old now.
I am a wee bit.
We're both... But as in, he was 30 when he started doing all this, and I'm 30. So it's like, you've got to compare the 30 with the 30. I'm never going to be Eddie Hearn. That is the reality. You cannot beat Eddie Hearn at what he does. There is only one Eddie Hearn. I don't want to be Eddie Hearn. Not in a bad way, I love him. Great, my mate, you know, long term, like a brother to me. But I'm my own person. I get compared to him, but it's learning on the job, and it's hopefully getting better.
Definitely are getting better. Now, New York seems to be, this last week out in New York, there's big news coming out of New York, so I just want to go straight over now. The biggest news coming out of New York was Ben Shalom calling you unprofessional and jealous. That's the big news. Forget about the press conferences, forget about the Garcia Haney fight. Ben Shalom. Frank, what's going on there?
I forgot he did interviews. No, look, one thing I would like to say, I need friends like his. His mate sat there and counted 100 videos that I mentioned him in. Some poor fucker had to sit and watch 100 videos of me and count it. That's quite amazing. I need his mates. But I'm not going to go back and forward. Like, I'm not jealous. I'm not the jealous type. I've got a jealous bone in my body. Maybe back in the day about my missus, someone talking to my missus. When it comes to work, I'm not jealous. Like, I'm happy for people doing well. Like, what's that?
Jealous of them biceps, no?
Jealous of your biceps, yes, very. But I'm not, I don't have it in me. Like, I want people to do well. And I don't wish bad on people, right? I'm not going to sit here and take back what I say. I know you said it's unprofessional. I don't believe it's unprofessional to say you don't like someone because of the way they operate. It's just my opinion. My opinion should be irrelevant to you. If you're a good person, if you do everything the right way, good luck. You'll have an opinion on me as well, but I'm not doing it in an unprofessional manner. I just don't like the way he operates. So I don't like him for that fact. It doesn't stop people from doing business. Take the emotion out of it. There's a lot of people I don't like. Now, take the emotion out of it. Let's just do good business. That's fine. But I'm not going to change my view on that. Jealous? Never. Honestly, I'm happy for people who do well. I couldn't be jealous of Ben Shalom. Like, I've done my own, I'm not bragging, but I've done my own thing. You know, I don't own the company, but I'm very involved and have a good, I have a good part of it. I'm not going to go into the, so like, I'm involved. The success of the business, I succeed from. And I don't take orders from Eddie Hearn, not trying to be, I don't take all, Eddie Hearn, Ben Shalom doesn't get on his radar. He doesn't go to me, go out there and try and mug Ben Shalom off today. We don't talk about it. Like, it's all a bit of a laugh and joke. But I'm just doing me. That's my opinion. I don't take it back. It's not the business's opinion. It's not Eddie Hearn's opinion. It's Frank Smith's opinion. And if you don't like it, I'm really sorry. But let's just get on with it. Good luck to you. You get on with your career, I'll get on with mine. And if we do business, all good. But that's my view. You're going to struggle to change it.
I know it has been a little storyline over the past weeks, but there has been other stuff coming out of New York, and we'll go to last weekend, Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Now, I know you've worked with Devin Haney, you know Devin Haney personally. That fight week, there was a lot of sort of emphasis on the fact that Ryan Garcia was mentally ill and the stuff he was coming out was insane and this fight shouldn't go ahead. But yeah, your analysis of not just the fight itself, but including the fight, the whole sort of build up to this fight.
I mean, firstly, the fight itself, because I think you have to pay respect. Like, both those guys, all respect to them because they've throughout their career taken challenges in times where maybe you didn't have to. You know, whether it was Ryan against Tank, whether it was Devin against Vasily Lomachenko. Like, they want legacy. Money comes obviously with legacy, with great fights, but they're more bothered about that. It's like Devin stepping up to fight Regis Prograis at 140. You know, it's like when Ryan fought Oscar Duarte, people thought he was going to get beat. You know, so you have to respect both these guys because they're both big names, but they want to challenge themselves. So first and foremost, in a sport where a lot of people, people don't always want to do that, you have to respect both those guys. When it comes to, look, this loss won't define Devin Haney, just like the Tank Davis fight won't define Ryan Garcia. They're much bigger than that. When it comes to Ryan, there's a lot of people around him who have been in the sport a long time. I'm sure if he wasn't in a position where he should have fought, it wouldn't have been allowed. And a step above that, the New York State Athletic Commission would have been very involved in the matter. Probably one of the best commissions in the world in boxing. They would have been involved in the whole thing. They would have made a decision to say that he was well enough to go in there. How much of it is games? How much of it is real? How much of it is fake? How much of it is his opinion? And he's just voicing his opinion. He's not the first person, he won't be the last to voice opinions about things that people don't necessarily agree with or say, you're mad, And whether it's in sport, whether it's any walk of life, any celebrity, he's not going to be the last. So they may be his opinions, So it's a tough one. We're not close enough, obviously, to Ryan Garcia to sit here and tell you the intricate details.
What's next for Devin Haney then? He's still the WC World Champion in a division which right now, that 140-pound division, is probably the hottest and most dangerous division in world boxing right now. So what next for Devin Haney?
Look, yeah, as you say, he's got the WBC title still. I think there's potentially the mandatory against Sandor Martin, which is a tough fight for him. His awkward style, Sandor.
That fight sell? Where would you put that fight?
I don't know, but it depends also what Devin wants to do. As well with the weight. Maybe does he want to look at moving up? Who knows? He's going to take some time out though. That was a big fight, big build up, very busy, tough camp, I'm sure. So as soon as he's ready to make a decision, I'm sure he will. But he'll be, knowing him and knowing what he's done in his career, he wants real fights and he'll continue to do that.
Staying in New York again, what day were we on? Thursday, yesterday. the press conference for, in Eddie's word, the biggest fight card that the US has ever seen on their soil. Terence Crawford taking Israel Madrimov. Eddie's got away with words a lot. He might be. It's a good card. It's a very, very good card. But do you share his sentiment that this is the biggest and best card that the US has seen?
I think top to bottom stacked in terms of fights. Yeah, for sure. You know, another spectacular card put together by Riyadh season and His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and all the team, Dr. Akan and everyone. You know, they're doing great things for boxing. They're bringing people together and they're taking away the politics from it. You know, you've got 12 promoters involved in that show to deliver, I think it's 12, something like that. You look at the backdrop, to deliver great fights. And that's what it's about. It's about great fights. That's what people want to see. Take away politics, you know, because for too long that's ruled the sport. You don't have to like each other. That's the reality of it. You don't have to necessarily like each other, but if you can do good business and someone like His Excellency can come in and create great nights, that's what's only going to improve the sport for the long run and all of us. So long may it continue. But yeah, spectacular show. You know, our guy, Israel Madrimov, faces off against Terence Crawford, pound for pound, you know, up there probably number one in the sport right now. And respect to Israel, because he's just won his world title. He's had 10 fights. He could have gone and said, no, I want a couple of defences, I want to go to Uzbekistan. But he wants to test himself in the best possible fights, and Terence Crawford is that. And I think it's going to be a real fight. You know, people will write Israel Madrimov off because he's had 10 fights and, you know, he's not the name of Terence Crawford. But I think it's going to be a proper fight. And at some point as well, the weight catches up in terms of when you look at what Terence has done, amazing things. But at some point you get to a certain weight, I'm sure, and you go, and it might not be this weight. It might be 160, it might be 168, who knows. But, you know, I'm looking forward to it. Stacked undercard as well. Andy Ruiz, Jarrell Miller's a brilliant heavyweight fight. Isaac Pitbull Cruz, you know, unreal performance against Romero to win that night, to win the world title. He fights Jose Valenzuela, brilliant fight there. David Morrell steps up to light heavyweight as well, and I think, and Andy Cruz, our guy as well. Andy Cruz, one of our standout signings of recent times. Excited to get him back out in his fourth fight and a step up against Antonio Moran. So yeah, packed card, top to bottom. Can't wait for it.
Well done again, Frank. You went down that card and you named every fighter, which I like to see. But have you noticed in a couple of interviews I saw with Eddie that he's mixed Andy Ruiz and Andy Cruz up a couple of times? You notice that?
Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz. Well, just talking about Eddie and the altercation with Ryan Garcia's dad. Did you see that? I liked when Eddie fired back a little bit. Sometimes Eddie's the jokey. He's a joker. He likes to have a laugh with everybody. But you've seen a little bit of venom, a little bit of nastiness in Eddie, and I like that.
I think it's because Henry's short. That's his name, isn't it? Because he's shorter than him, he can just sort of look down, you know, like this. I think if it was a big lump, he may have just, I don't know. No, Eddie has a go, to be fair. He's never too. He's just ready in the position to go like that, like because of his amateur days. You know, he's always.
Has Eddie got a fight in him?
Well, I mean, he's beaten me up a few times in sparring, so you know. But that's not hard.
Beating you up at sparring.
That's not hard, though, is it? Let's be honest.
Well, there you go. Yeah, one final one on this card and why people should tune into The Zone on Saturday night, because, like I say, there's a talent of the future and it's stacked.
Because it's great fights. It's evenly matched fights, top to bottom. Great fights, learning fights for all of these fighters, and going to be the future of boxing, a lot of these guys here, guys and girls. So don't miss it, live on The Zone Saturday night.
There we go. Frank, as always, thank you so much, man. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.